Oh,
Hello, welcome
okay.
to PlannedPath podcast today. It's your girl on the show, Oluwatosi Mugbaduade, and with me, drum roll. I have introduce yourself, our guest,
Okay, my name is Mary Oyewale,
popularly known as
the reading girl.
the Reading Girl. Okay, welcome to PlannedPath podcast. Mary Oyewale, popularly known as the Reading Girl on Instagram. Welcome to PlannedPath, your choice up for book reviews and crucial conversations. Okay, today let's throw back to how we met. First of all, how did we meet? Do you want to go
How
first?
did you meet? No, I think you should go first.
Okay, I remember we met on Instagram last year.
Yeah.
um One of the mom pages online was asking if you wanted new friends, and me, I'm always actively recruiting new friends.
I think it was the Diary of Nigeria Girl.
Was it that way? Okay, shout out to Ife Agoro. So we we met on Instagram, one of the mom pages that was asking if you wanted new friends, and that's how we started talking. And we've had really, it's different when we meet someone and all your conversation is shoes, bags, and all of that. Not that we don't talk about that, but we're able to connect on different planes, intellectually, spiritually. And we found out today
Yeah.
that we go to the same church. Glory. Okay, so there is an
Glory.
yes, so there is an interest of Foye, that is a particular interest of mine, that I think one of the first times that we spoke, I'm scrolling through our chats now. One of the first times that we spoke, this conversation came up, and I was just very impressed by Foye. Sorry, I call her Foye. That's a tag on Instagram, right?
Tribal name. It's actually my tribal name.
Uh-huh. I like it. I don't know. I really like the name. So, what tribe, please?
Yoruba.
Foye. Okay, it sounded like an Egbira name. So,
Foyeke.
somehow. So we are talking today about. Please remind us our topic.
We're talking today about diet and how it affects our body.
Okay. I
The impact of what we eat and how it affects our body and everything.
okay, maybe me. I would say it's like we are just basically going to talk about foods and nutrition. Foods
Oh, okay.
like a subject in school. The reason I'm saying that is because the subject of foods and nutrition, people usually say dieting. I'm not dieting. That's the truth. I'm not dieting. That's not what my purpose is. I just want to eat well and be properly, have the proper nutrients. That's all. Fat or no fat or whatever. So yeah, let's go on a quick commercial break, and we will come right back to this conversation. Ta-da-da-da!
All right.
So we are back from our commercial break. I have a couple of questions to ask you, and you would probably um.
Okay.
So there was something you said one time. Okay, tell us how you started paying attention to your food. When did you start paying attention, and what led you to start paying attention to your food?
Oh, okay. It was in 2020, but actually before that time, there was a time that I think it just started as a passion, right? I was beginning to get big. I was beginning to get big, and something just told me that I should just watch what I'm eating, and then I started browsing it, and I realized that the things that were fruits, if I exercise, I'm going to feel better.
Yeah.
So I think I started it, and after 2 months or so, I stopped, and it was then I realized that I think this was around 2017, 2018, and I
Oh,
stopped, and after that, I just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then in 2021, yes, 2021, I just made the decision that I was going to, like, okay, take this thing seriously and all of that. And before, there's content everywhere. Everybody has an opinion.
yeah.
And so in February 2021, I just made the decision. I started doing what works for me. Yeah, I wasn't actually doing what everybody was saying. I was just doing what worked for me. I cut off certain food, like cake. I cut off um pastries in general, and I reduced high carbohydrates.
Okay.
I reduced them to it was minimal. I started eating them in minimal, and I realized that I was feeling good. I was feeling better, and actually I didn't see the results until I think 6 months after.
Okay.
And what actually made me consistent at the time was the fact that I was feeling good. I was just feeling good. I wasn't feeling lazy. I wasn't feeling weak, tired, and sluggish. I was just
Okay.
feeling good and smarter.
For
And
a le-
so that was what gave me the inspiration to continue. And then after some time, I saw the results, and
okay.
that was it.
Okay, for a let me cut you there. You said something about feeling good. You know, a lot of our people, when we talk about foods and everything, the first thing that comes to their mind is calories.
Yeah.
But that's an aspect that we need to pay attention to as a people. When you eat something, pay attention to your body, how it makes you feel.
Feel. Yeah.
For instance, like what you just said, let me give you an instance. I don't like drinking milk. I don't like milk. Not because milk is apparently
Mm.
good, is nutritious. But first of all, when I drink it, I don't like how my tongue feels. Even when I finish brushing, I just don't like the feel of myself. And I just don't like
Mm.
how I feel generally. So some people will say they are lactose intolerant. I be how do they call themselves? Me, I don't have a medical
Mm.
diagnosis that says lactose intolerance. But me, I know myself that once I take milk, I do not like how I feel. So apparently I stopped taking milk or I reduced it to the minimum. So that's one thing that we need to pay attention to very, very, very importantly, how our food makes us feel. You know, Foy, are you there with me?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay. So another thing that you mentioned as well about food is that you started seeing results after 6 months. Please, can you give a word to people that they want to start eating well today, exercising well, and they expect results by next week? Please help us to give them a word.
I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The reason why. Okay, I mentioned that I stopped after some time. Like when I started in the past, I stopped. I
Yeah.
think the reason why I kept stopping at the time was because I have the wrong perspective about eating healthy and exercising.
Okay.
And I think that was why I was not able to sustain it. But the difference between then and now is that I'm not doing it to fit into um I'm not doing it to fit into a slimmer casket.
Well done.
No, really, I'm not doing it to fit into a slimmer casket. I'm doing it to feel good in the moment. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
it does.
but So because there's no point in having a perfect shape if I'm not feeling right. And that's why I'm not a fan of Gidu. I'm not a fan of tea, slim tea. No, I'm not a fan of,
Me, I
because
cannot
these
wear
things are
that
actually
Gredu
not
thing,
sustainable.
no, so that
They are not
I will
sustainable, and
not
you
be able
won't
to
even
eat
feel,
amala. God forbid.
yes, you won't feel good. And another thing is that I don't count calories. I believe that when you eat when you eat healthy meals,
Mm,
right? When you eat healthy meals, you will not there's this thing about eating healthy. You will know when to stop.
exactly.
When you are eating healthy meals, when you are eating like amala, when you are eating eba, you will get full easily. It's when you are not eating healthy that
When you're
you'll be
eating
feeling
processed
the urge to
foods,
eat more.
yeah, when you're eating
Yes, when
processed food, because processed foods are designed not to even work. Like, I don't know how to say the
to
scientific.
satisfy you.
Exactly, exactly. It won't satisfy you. You just keep having more and more. Please,
Yeah, you want to eat more.
why
Yeah.
do Nigeria, like you said, you don't count calories? Why is it that, and why is it that people are running away from carbohydrates, please? Because I don't think it makes sense to say I'm not gonna eat carbs, yada 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 yada. Carbohydrates are not your enemies, honestly.
It's the wrong idea. It's the wrong idea behind it.
Because
And
yam is carbohydrates, but
news
it's got a lot of fiber.
the news flash. The thing is that what people don't know is that most of our food, our natural food, they're actually more healthy than all these processed food.
Fancy foods that we buy. Do you know that I bought yam last week? I bought two big yams, Abuja yams, for 3,300 naira. Two big
Mm.
yams. One big bread is 1,800. So if
Exactly.
that yam, I would eat it at least 10 times if it's only me that is
Yes,
eating.
now of course. Of
It
course.
is not, it is not expensive to eat LD. That's one thing people don't grab. I don't have to eat grapes. I don't have to eat calamari. I don't know. I don't have to eat grapes and all those, yeah, all those expensive stuff. Mango, watermelon, no, pineapple, pawpaw that is cheap.
Pineapple is even far. I personally don't like pineapple. But watermelon, you can get watermelon for 200 naira and it's okay. You can eat dates. You can eat agbalumo. You can eat what's this you can there are lots of cheap this thing out there. It's
Newsflash,
not expensive. It's just that
newsflash.
our priority, we set it, we want to do what online people are doing.
Honestly, you know what I did between 2020 and 2021 December? I looked at my finances, I looked at where I was in my life, and I told myself that every day I dedicate 100 naira to fruit. So every day, because mostly I work from home, except I have engagements and everything, I'm usually working from home. So every day, once I work, I go downstairs around like afternoon, evening. I go and buy, even if it's watermelon. So it may just look like that watermelon is not much, 100 naira watermelon then. But the consistency, the following day I can buy purple.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I can buy mango. You understand, like that? Next tomorrow I can just buy pineapple. And I kept on eating it, eating it. Like, I don't miss a day, even Sundays. What I will eat it usually, maybe that's what I will even have for my dinner, depending on what I've eaten
Mm.
in the day. And that's it, basically. You said something, yeah. You said, let me read this thing out to you. Half of health issues, weight challenges can be resolved if we paid attention to our health. Oh yeah, discuss 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think that half of our foods, health issues, weight issues can be addressed with nutrition? What do you think?
I currently create content for hospital.
Oh, nice. So she's a content
Yeah, and
creator. Please come and engage our services.
and one thing I realize is that anytime I do research about a particular helmet, it always boils down back to lifestyle, which involves eating, how what we eat and how we eat it.
Wow.
Yes, like cancer. If you look at the genesis of cancer, some people said it's genetics. I agree. But what is genetics? Genetics is what is a way of life, right?
Yeah.
So now if you have history in your family, if you have history of diabetes, it means that your family needs to pay attention to their diet.
Yes. It's not a
So
course
it's not that
that has to happen
automatically you
forever.
have it. No, if you pay attention to what you eat, you will not have diabetes.
True, true, true.
Now I'm going to share something. My grandfather, we have history of pneumonia in my family.
Okay.
My grandfather had pneumonia. My dad has pneumonia. I used to have pneumonia, because I said I used to have pneumonia because when the first time I experienced it, I went to the hospital, and I was privileged enough to meet a doctor that understands the cure. Now, what he told me was that he said that he will give me medicine to cure it, but there's something I need to do. I need to stop taking cold water. I need to stop sleeping under fan, and I
Mm.
need to stop bathing in rain.
Hmm.
And I realized that I stopped all these things, and for the past 6 years, I've not had any I've
Oh,
not even had cough or
wow.
catarrh.
Hmm. For you,
Now that's because they used to say that prevention is better than cure, and that's the truth. I prevented it.
hmm.
Do you
True.
understand? I prevent.
Yeah.
So if we prevent, if we eat, if one way to to have victory over genetics or any kind of ailment is when we watch the cause of that.
Yeah. You said
So some
some.
people will say we have fat in my family. Some people will say, sorry to curse you. Some
It's
people will
okay.
say we have fat in my family. So what is making people fat in your family? Yeah, I understand that sometimes body type it's just as a result of body type. So if you have the tendency to be fat in your family, you just have to watch what you are eating and realize that you have victory over it.
I noticed that one of my cousins cooks with a lot of oil. She's married now. And looking back at it, our mom cooks with a lot of oil in her food. And my mom told me that their grandma used to cook with plenty oil in their food. You can imagine. So
Yeah.
food issues relating to eating a lot of oil over time they'll probably have it. Not because they are cursed
Yes.
or anything, because of their family patterns and
Yeah.
habits and everything. You said something about how we eat. Please, can you, in 2 minutes, say something about how we eat? A food can be healthy, but you may not eat it in a healthy way. Please say something
Yes.
about it.
Yes. Okay. For instance, now some people when they want to cook beans,
Mm,
they will add maggi to beans.
interesting.
They will add maggi, they will add salt, they will add plenty oil to beans.
Hmm.
There was one day I saw a food content creator on Instagram.
Hmm.
When I saw the amount of oil she used to cook her food, I said to myself, I'll use this oil to cook 10 times.
Honestly.
Do you understand? I'll use that oil to cook 10 times. And now the beans is not bad on its own. Beans is not bad.
Beans
But
has a
how
lot
do
of
you cook your
fiber.
beans?
Yeah.
If you if you cook, if you use plenty oil and plenty maggi to cook your beans, it will nullify the benefit of beans.
Yeah. It's like plantain
And
is
sometimes
good.
our food,
You can boil plantain,
yes,
nice, but you can fry it in plenty oil and it's soggy.
yes.
Plantain lovers
So
for me.
so how do you cook your food? It's not whether you are not eating or you are eating healthy. It's how do you cook your meal? Do you
Yeah.
use plenty oil? I don't use maggi to cook my eggs. I don't use maggi to cook my beans. No matter what, whether it's akara, whether it's moi moi,
Me,
whether it's ekuru, I don't use maggi. I
me,
don't use okra.
I don't put salt in my rice. I don't put salt in my yam, in my plantain, in a whole lot of things because I mean it's carbs already. It has enough salt
It's
and sugar.
yeah, and these things count. If you go through World Health Organization, they are talking about how currently they are talking about how salt is bad,
Yeah,
how salt is the leading cause of death. Right now, that's what they are discussing now, about how
interesting.
salt is the leading cause of death in the world.
Interesting. So I want to say something about beans that you mentioned. Please, our viewers in the house, ensure that when you buy your beans, don't buy beans that does not have weevils, that they have used
Yeah, yeah,
chemicals
yeah.
to kill the weevils inside. Ensure that you are buying your food in their most natural state as much as possible.
Mm.
Let me read something you sent to me. One mumu man told me that no children need noodles for energy. Let me read it again. You sent me this on WhatsApp. One mumu man told me that children need noodles for energy. Noodles is basically poison, to be honest. Please say something about it briefly.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was telling one of my neighbor. I told her that noodles is not good, and she mentioned that children needs it more because they will burn it, and I'll be like, if noodles is not good for adults, it doesn't make it good for children. The fact that children will burn it, adults too can burn noodles. So why don't adults eat noodle? Why is it not okay for adults to eat noodle and it's okay for children to eat noodle? The thing is
Exactly.
that any food that is not good for anybody is not good
For
for
anybody.
anybody. It's not good whether you are a child or you're an adult. Any food that is not good is not good. And some parents, they'll be eating healthy and they'll be like, they will have a separate pot for their children and a separate pot for themselves. I don't think that's okay. If you can eat healthy, your children too can also eat healthy.
Exactly. Exactly.
And unconsciously you are showing them that it's good to eat it, because my grandma is the kind of, she doesn't eat salt.
Very good.
And probably I think that might have influenced my habit of not eating salt as well. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, very,
Sure,
very
you
important
understand?
that we are teaching our children how to eat healthy and passing it on, not just saying it, but practicalizing it in
Yeah.
everyday interactions at home. Yeah. You said something here too about, we discussed something about snacking. That's something people have issues with a lot. That people can eat healthy at times, but the snacks they eat, they'll probably put a lot of cream in their salad. By the way, I don't
Yeah.
cream in my salad. I try not to eat my salad with cream. I eat it with olive oil, and that massages my intestines. So sometimes people eat salad and put lots of cream, it defeats its purpose. So can you give ideas, like 5 ideas of healthy snacks that people can take? Let me do number one, bolly. Bolly, I don't even think bolly is a snack, but it's a whole meal.
It's a great snack.
I think it's a whole meal. By the time you add all the granite you add to it, maybe if you're eating with pepper, bolly is really great. It's a great snack. Look inwards, our people, please. Give us another example of snack that you can eat.
Okay, you can snack on granuts.
Okay.
You
But some
can
people have
snack on cashew
not.
nuts. Cashew nuts is also a great source of snack.
I also think dates. Sometimes I go downstairs buy
Dates, yes, I was going
dates.
to mention dates.
Uh-huh. What else?
And then yogurt, Greek yogurt
Yeah,
is good. Also, sorry, I was going to say that if you really like your salad to be creamy, right, you
yeah.
can use Greek yogurt as the cream.
Or avocado.
Yes, avocado or Greek yogurt is good for, you can use them as your Greek. Those are healthy alternatives.
Nice, 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 nice. I also like that yellow cream crackers. It doesn't have a lot of sugar. It is just basic, and the calories are fine. And you can just eat it with anything, with maybe biscuits or
Yeah.
that's
Yes, yes.
another example of healthy meal. Um, let's round up this conversation with something. I want you to say a word to a woman out there that is having health issues. Just give a word of advice in short. What word of advice will you tell a woman that is dealing with maybe PCOS or any kind of health challenges? How, just in relation to food, just give a word of advice.
Okay. If you're a woman out there and you're struggling with fibroids, you're struggling with PCOS, endometriosis, and any form of reproductive health, I want to tell you that you are not alone. And one of the ways to reduce the symptoms of those diseases is to be intentional about what goes through your mouth.
Mm.
I know everything is sweet. Everything is sweet. I know. I'm actually, like, I'm a foodie too. Everything is sweet, but sometimes we need to, like, tell ourselves that this thing is for the greater good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to tell yourself that it's for the greater good. And at the end of the day, what matters is not what you eat, but how you feel. So if what you are eating is detrimental to your health, I think it's important that you work on it. It might take time. You fight it. It will take a lot of time to get there, but just give yourself grace. Take your time. You are going to actually try and fail at some things, but just take your time. And at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did. You will learn on the job.
Thank you so much. Please ask me to that I should give our audience a word.
Okay, give your audience a word.
Okay. One thing I would like to tell you today is that even your appetite, you're not a slave to your appetite and your desires. You can
Mm.
train your appetite. See, I don't crave Coke. I don't crave a lot of things because my appetite, I've disciplined my appetite to know that no, this is not good for you. So yes, I know that, like she said, it can be sweet, it can be nice and everything, but you can train your appetite to a greater good. And let me round up with this on this note, and maybe it will bring us into our next episode. I was talking with a special needs teacher instructor. She teaches special needs kids, and I said, I have a theory in my mind. I've been reading about it. I think that the rise of special needs children can be addressed with food. We have a lot of
Yeah.
guys in Nigeria that the tech bros, working class guys, they don't eat well. The quality of their sperm is bad. They don't eat well. Um, they may maybe even be having issues, maybe eating, and you want to get married and just have a baby like that, and you think everything will be all right. I don't think it works like that. So that will take us to our next episode. So our viewers should watch out for it. I'll probably bring that
The,
special needs teacher, and a nutritionist to talk about that. Anyways, so thank you so much for you. It was nice having you. I think we've gone a
thank you.
35 minutes. Thank you so much. You do so much amazing work. Please contact Foye. Her name is The Reading Girl on Instagram. Please contact her for all your content creation needs. Please, she will do an excellent for you. And please contact
Thank you.
her for your teacher trainings, your mental health trainings, um, e-course creation, and let's do great things together this year. Thank you, Foye. Have a wonderful
Thank you.
day. Say bye bye to our audience.
Bye.